Shalom and welcome to Who is Yahuah. Thank you for joining me as we gather today's portion from the scriptures. Today's reading is Shamuth, Exodus chapter 7 through 9. Shamuth, Exodus chapter 7. Yahuah said to Mashah, "See, I have made you like Elohim to Pharah, and Aharun, your brother, will be your prophet. You shall speak all that I command you, and Aharun, your brother, shall speak to Pharah, that he let the children of Yashar'al go out of his land. But I will harden Pharah's heart, and I will multiply my signs and wonders in the land of Matsrym. Pharah will not listen to you. Then I will lay my hand upon Matsrym and bring out my armies, my people, the children of Yashar'al, out of the land of Matsrym by great judgments. The Matsrym shall know that I am Yahuah when I stretch out my hand on Matsrym and bring the children of Yashar'al out from among them." Mashah and Aharun did so, as Yahuah commanded them, so they did. Mashah was 80 years old, and Aharun 83 years old, when they spoke to Pharah. Yahuah spoke to Mashah and Aharun, saying, "When Pharah speaks to you, saying, 'Perform a miracle,' then you shall tell Aharun, 'Take your rod and cast it down before Pharah, and it will become a serpent.'" Mashah and Aharun went in to Pharah, and they did so, as Yahuah had commanded. Aharun cast down his rod before Pharah and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharah also called for wise men and sorcerers. They, the magicians of Matsrym, also did the same with their secret arts. For each one cast down his rod, and they became serpents. But Aharun's rod swallowed up their rods. Still, Pharah's heart was hardened, and he did not listen to them, as Yahuah had said. Yahuah said to Mashah, "Pharah's heart is stubborn. He refuses to let the people go. Go to Pharah in the morning. Behold, he is going out to the water. You shall stand by the river's bank to meet him. Take the rod which was turned to a serpent in your hand. You shall tell him, 'Yahuah, the Elohim of the Hebrews, has sent me to you, saying, Let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, you have not listened until now. Thus says Yahuah, in this you shall know that I am Yahuah. Behold, I will strike the waters which are in the river with the rod that is in my hand, and they shall turn to blood. The fish that are in the river shall die, the river shall stink, and the Matsrym shall loathe to drink water from the river." Yahuah said to Mashah, "Tell Aharun, take your rod and stretch out your hand over the waters of Matsrym, over their rivers, over their streams, over their pools, and over all their reservoirs of water, that they may become blood. There will be blood throughout all the land of Matsrym, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone." Mashah and Aharun did so, as Yahuah commanded. He lifted up the rod and struck the waters that were in the river, in the sight of Pharah and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. The fish that were in the river died, and the river became foul. The Matsrym could not drink water from the river. The blood was throughout all the land of Matsrym. The magicians of Matsrym did the same thing with their secret arts. Pharah's heart was hardened, and he did not listen to them, as Yahuah had said. Pharah turned and went into his house, and he did not even take this to heart. All the Matsrym dug around the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river. 7 days were fulfilled after Yahuah had struck the river. Shamuth, Exodus chapter 8. Yahuah said to Mashah, "Go in to Pharah and tell him, this is what Yahuah says, let my people go, so that they may serve me. If you refuse to let them go, I will plague all your territory with frogs. The river will swarm with frogs, and they will come up and go into your house, into your bedroom, on your bed, into the houses of your servants, on your people, into your ovens, and into your kneading troughs. The frogs will come up both on you, on your people, and on all your servants." Yahuah said to Mashah, "Tell Aharun, stretch out your hand with your rod over the rivers, over the streams, over the pools, and cause frogs to come up on the land of Matsrym." Aharun stretched out his hand over the waters of Matsrym, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Matsrym. The magicians did the same thing with their secret arts, and brought up frogs on the land of Matsrym. Then Pharah called for Mashah and Aharun and said, "Plead with Yahuah to take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go, so that they may sacrifice to Yahuah." Mashah said to Pharah, "I leave to you the honor of setting the time that I should pray for you, your servants, and your people, so that the frogs may be removed from you and your houses, and remain only in the river." Pharah said, tomorrow. Mashah replied, it will be as you say, so that you may know that there is no one like Yahuah, our Elohim. The frogs will depart from you, from your houses, from your servants, and from your people. They will remain only in the river. Mashah and Aharun went out from Pharah, and Mashah cried to Yahuah concerning the frogs, which he had brought on Pharah. Yahuah did according to the word of Mashah, and the frogs died out of the houses, out of the courtyards, and out of the fields. They gathered them together in heaps, and the land stank. But when Pharah saw that there was relief, he hardened his heart and did not listen to them, just as Yahuah had said. Yahuah said to Mashah, tell Aharun, stretch out your rod and strike the dust of the earth, and it will become gnats throughout all the land of Matsrym. They did so, and Aharun stretched out his hand with his rod and struck the dust of the earth, and it became gnats on man and animal. All the dust of the earth became gnats throughout all the land of Matsrym. The magicians tried with their secret arts to produce gnats, but they couldn't. There were gnats on man and animal. Then the magicians said to Pharah, this is the finger of Elohim. But Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he did not listen to them, as Yahuah had said. Yahuah said to Mashah, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharah as he comes out to the water, and tell him, this is what Yahuah says, let my people go, so that they may serve me. If you do not let my people go, I will send swarms of flies on you, on your servants, on your people, and into your houses. The houses of the Matsrym shall be full of swarms of flies, and also the ground they stand on. On that day, I will set apart the land of Goshen, where my people dwell, so that no swarms of flies will be there. This is so that you may know that I am Yahuah in the midst of the earth. I will make a distinction between my people and your people. This sign will happen tomorrow. Yahuah did so, and great swarms of flies came into the house of Pharah and into his servants' houses. All the land of Matsrym was corrupted by reason of the swarms of flies. Pharah called for Mashah and Aharun and said, go, sacrifice to your Elohim within the land. Mashah said, it wouldn't be right to do so, because the sacrifices we offer to Yahuah, our Elohim, are an abomination to the Matsrym. If we sacrifice what is an abomination to the Matsrym before their eyes, won't they stone us? We must go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to Yahuah, our Elohim, as he commands us. Pharah said, I will let you go, so that you may sacrifice to Yahuah, your Elohim, in the wilderness. Only you shall not go very far away. Plead for me. Mashah said, behold, I am going out from you, and I will plead with Yahuah that the swarms of flies may depart from Pharah, from his servants, from his people tomorrow. Only do not let Pharah deal deceitfully again by not letting the people go to sacrifice to Yahuah. Mashah went out from Pharah and pleaded with Yahuah. Yahuah did according to the word of Mashah, and he removed the swarms of flies from Pharah, from his servants, and from his people. Not one remained. Pharah hardened his heart this time also, and he did not let the people go. Shamuth, Exodus, chapter 9. Then Yahuah said to Mashah, go into Pharah and tell him, this is what Yahuah, the Elohim of the Hebrews, says, let my people go, so that they may serve me. For if you refuse to let them go and hold them still, behold, Yahuah's hand will bring a severe plague on your livestock in the field, on the horses, the donkeys, the camels, the herds, and the flocks. But Yahuah will make a distinction between the livestock of Yashar'al and the livestock of Matsrym, so that nothing of all that belongs to Yashar'al will die. Yahuah set a time, saying, tomorrow Yahuah will do this thing in the land. Yahuah did this thing on the next day, and all the livestock of Matsrym died. But of the livestock of the children of Yashar'al, not one died. Pharah sent, and behold, there was not so much as one of the livestock of Yashar'al dead. But Pharah's heart was hardened, and he did not let the people go. Then Yahuah said to Mashah and Aharun, take handfuls of ashes from a kiln, and let Mashah sprinkle it toward the sky in the sight of Pharah. It will become fine dust over all the land of Matsrym, and it will cause boils breaking out in sores on man and on animal throughout all the land of Matsrym. So they took ashes from a kiln and stood before Pharah. Mashah sprinkled it up toward the sky, and it caused boils breaking out in sores on man and on animal. The magicians couldn't stand before Mashah because of the boils, for the boils were on the magicians and on all the Matsrym. Yahuah hardened the heart of Pharah, and he didn't listen to them, as Yahuah had spoken to Mashah. Then Yahuah said to Mashah, "Rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharah, and tell him, this is what Yahuah, the Elohim of the Hebrews, says. Let my people go, so that they may serve me. For this time I will send all my plagues against your heart, against your servants, and against your people, so that you may know that there is no one like me in all the earth. For now I could have stretched out my hand and struck you and your people with pestilence, and you would have been cut off from the earth. But indeed, for this cause I have raised you up, to show my power in you, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. As you still exalt yourself against my people and won't let them go, behold, tomorrow about this time I will cause it to rain a very heavy hail, such as has not been in Matsrym since the day it was founded, even until now. Now therefore, command all your livestock and all that you have in the field be brought into a shelter. Hail will come down on every man and animal that is found in the field and isn't brought home, and they will die. Those among the servants of Pharah who feared the word of Yahuah made their servants and their livestock flee into the houses. Whoever didn't respect the word of Yahuah left his servants and his livestock in the field. Yahuah said to Mashah, "Stretch out your hand toward the sky, that there may be hail in all the land of Matsrym, on man, on animal, and on every herb of the field throughout the land of Matsrym." Mashah stretched out his rod toward the Shamim, and Yahuah sent thunder and hail, and lightning flashed down to the earth. Yahuah rained hail on the land of Matsrym. So there was very severe hail, with lightning mixed with the hail, such as had not been in all the land of Matsrym since it became a nation. The hail struck throughout all the land of Matsrym, all that was in the field, both man and animal. And the hail struck every herb of the field and broke every tree of the field. Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Yashar'al were, there was no hail. Pharah sent and called for Mashah and Aharun and said to them, "I have sinned this time. Yahuah is righteous, and I and my people are wicked. Plead with Yahuah, for there has been enough of mighty thunder and hail. I will let you go, and you shall stay no longer." Mashah said to him, "As soon as I have gone out of the city, I will spread out my hands to Yahuah. The thunder will cease, and there will not be any more hail, so that you may know that the earth belongs to Yahuah. But as for you and your servants, I know that you still don't fear Yahuah Elohim." The flax and the barley were struck, for the barley was in the ear, and the flax was in bloom. But the wheat and the spelt were not struck, for they had not grown up. Mashah went out of the city from Pharah and spread out his hands to Yahuah, and the thunder and hail ceased, and the rain was not poured on the earth. But Pharah saw that the rain, the hail, and the thunder had ceased. He sinned yet more and hardened his heart, he and his servants. The heart of Pharah was hardened, and he didn't let the children of Yashar'al go, just as Yahuah had spoken through Mashah. Thank you for joining me to gather today's portion. May we continue seeking Yahuah through his word and growing in the knowledge of him one day at a time until Yahusha gathers us. Shalom.